Yellowjackets has been gradually advancing its storylines over the course of this season at a pace that for the most part has been deliberate and well thought out. After the terrifying edible complex of last week's episode, was a nice relief that advanced the plot without containing any momentous revelations or moments. With all the setup and foreshadowing, this week's episode, Old Wounds, picks things up a bit and gives us two thrilling revelations. Here, the argument between Van and Taysa over the latter's sleepwalking having some sort of supernatural origin reaches a climax, and the conclusion is fantastic. First of all, it's really cute that Van plotted a map of all the carvings Taysa had guided them to. Could there be a more obedient partner? Regardless of sentiment, Van is compelled by the carving places that make up the sign on the map to drag Taysa's obstinately dubious ass to the location of the last carving, where they discover Javi. It will be amusing to observe how the group responds to Javi's return. Turns out Lottie was correct all along about him being alive, which should further widen the gulf between Team Nat and Team Lottie. Travis' response to Nat lying about the bloodied piece of Javi's clothing she discovered is unknown. How will Lottie's detractors in the group continue to disregard her now that her Wicca bullshit appears to be having an impact on what's happening at the cabin? For both girls, the hunt-off between Nat and Lottie was a bit of a bust. Lottie nearly perished from hypothermia, and Nat and the group lost the frozen moose in the lake's depths. They are beginning to understand one another and bond over the pressure they are under as the group's leaders, but their heart-to-heart in the bathtub seems to be the real fruit of their labor. They seem to suddenly realize they were teammates when they say good game to one another. There's some weird team building going on in the present day at the Seiki household, too. Shauna comes clean to Callie about murdering Adam, and while Jeff is initially upset when Shauna tells him she's roped their daughter into their bloody cover-up, this new honesty policy seems to be bringing the three of them closer together. The three of them have been habitually lying to each other for so long that, while the Adam thing will probably ruin their lives in the end, at least they're in it together and have started to establish some open communication. The brilliant thing about present-day Shauna is Melanie Linsky's portrayal of a person who's seen and done so much gnarly shit that it's rendered her something of a sociopath. The way she talks about Adam's murder so casually is disturbing, but it's also wickedly funny and hits that twisted humor sweet spot that permeates so much of the show. As they spend more time together, Nat and Lisa's relationship grows stronger. Nat can easily identify to Lisa's controlling mother and can be seen standing up for her during their road journey to her home. He even smuggles fish for Lisa to carry back to the complex because her mother is so controlling. Nat believes that Lottie intentionally constructed an illusion of freedom to deceive her supporters. She also believes that Lottie is trying to build a sense of independence in Lisa, likely because she recognizes a lot of herself in the woman. Additionally, their new friendship is advantageous to both of them when Lisa encourages Nat to decline the shot at the bar. Seems as though Nat has found something new to live for in the wake of Travis' death. Juliette Lewis' perpetual snarl and venomous sarcasm is always entertaining, it's kind of her thing. But what's really tremendous about her is that the default dryness and irreverence makes the moments of sincerity all the more meaningful. You can tell Nat is truly starting to care about Lisa and wants to free her from Charlotte's purple posse. Speaking of Charlotte, she's completely shook by her visions coming back after all these years. She feels a responsibility to her group and she doesn't want everything she's built to crumble along with her sanity. The therapist prompts her to ask herself what the visions are trying to tell her, but she's determined to suppress them. They're not real, she says, but she's clearly terrified of someone or something when she makes a blood sacrifice on her knees and says, "Can this just be enough, please?" The Misty and Walter act is amusing and sweet, just like last week. The story would be less interesting if they instantly clicked, thus the fact that she doesn't entirely trust him is crucial, whether Walter is concealing something from her or not. Their similarity is evident in the split-screen montage at the bed and breakfast. They don't realize they are twins, which makes it adorable. This storyline is a lot of fun to watch because of Christina Ricci and Elijah Wood's easy connection. But it's getting to the point where something significant, a hidden reveal, a kiss, needs to happen soon to keep the gimmick fresh. Ending explained. The conclusion of the Yellowjackets Season 2. Episode 4 made the long-contended destiny of Travis' younger brother Javi clear. The episode had plenty of unexpected turns, some victories along the road, like Natalie saving Lisa's fish, and its share of Lottie's perplexing visions. In addition, there were significant events and warning signs that would undoubtedly affect the future, such as Shauna telling Callie the truth about Adam or the fact that the girls in the 1996 timeline are growing more and more polarized. The fact that Javi's fate was eventually revealed had to be the highlight of this episode 4 ending. When the girls lost control due to some psychedelic mushrooms in Yellowjackets Season 1. Episode 9, Doomcoming, Shauna begged Javi to flee, but he never returned. What happened to Javi has been a contentious topic of discussion ever since. Natalie faked her brother's death in an effort to convince Travis that his brother had passed away, although Javi was still alive, according to Lottie. So what do you think about this episode? What does really matter with Taysa? Will Callie able to keep Shauna's secret about Adam murder? Where has Javi been this whole time? Share your thoughts in the comments. Also remember to like and subscribe for more.